Welcome to Dharma Bums, everyone. We'll meditate for a few minutes while people are arriving. Anyone, any comments or questions about meditation? Or about, specifically about Zen practice? Anything? Why meditate? Purpose of meditation. Motivation for meditation. Who's studying, read any Zen books, practicing? Buddhism in general, and Zen even more so, they might say the driving question in back of things is in a sense the deep question, existential kind of question: who am I? What is this nature of this awareness, this I, this perception that we all have? Like we all experience something separate, we think is separate from us. Thoughts, feelings, sensations, hearing, seeing, tasting, smelling, feeling. So in Buddhism, the idea is that our sense of rigid identity is fabricated around this sense of self. Mostly, like I always say, like, a few people here. You have a past? Anyone? Past? Or remember when we always have a past, right? But then I say, what were you doing when you were 5 years old? Oh, I don't remember. Or, oh, I kind of remember. But it was happening, I'm sure it was. Right? We have this sense of identity based on really the memory of our past is totally unreal. It's just what we make up in the present and look back through. It's not really what happened exactly, even that way. Same with the future. I mean, of course, that hasn't happened yet. I mean, this in some sci-fi way, right? Everyone have plans for tomorrow? Meeting someone? And even this present conventional moment, we have all these things we're working on. So all this coalesces into this sense of identity. Not just conscious, but also unconscious elements in this identity. So Buddhist meditation is about cutting through this to something more essential. So we're sitting, what happens? Anyone? Usually it's when we start meditation, at least, then everything seems like it gets internally, things get noisier first. Or we think they do anyway. But really it's because we've pulled away from all the things that carry all our identities. And all of a sudden they're just there. So it gets bigger. So it's the whole point of meditation is neither to push them away nor invite them in and add to the party, right? We're just allowing everything that comes up, just as it is, goes away, and comes up again, over and over and over and over. So we're surfing that present moment. We're just going along like in that kind of centering in that present moment. Everything that arises falls away. So one Dzogchen teacher, Dzogchen's similar in view to Zen from Tibetan tradition. He calls that the highway to the pristine mind. Or in Zen they would say the unborn mind. That which was never born never dies. Any question? Meditation posture is really important because of breathing is very important. Breathing. Anyone here know how to breathe? Stomach breathing, deep breathing, slow breathing, but just natural. We're not forcing it to do that. Yeah, everyone here knows how to breathe. From we reached peak advanced breathing capacity at age 2 and downhill ever since, pretty much. We were breathing fine then, staring at things, breathing deep. Then everything got messed up. A little difficult. Eyes open a little bit is good. Blinking, of course, open, closing is fine. Gazing, not hyper-focusing. We're kind of completely habituated to hyper-focus, looking at stuff all day long. Where we look at something, name it, separate it, categorize it, decide if we like it or don't like it, and da-da-da-da-da. All that starts, right, with looking, in our culture especially. We're more visual than hearing. So gazing. So like if your hands were out, you could see your fingers moving. And then just close them 2/3. It's very helpful. Totally breathing, inhaling. And when you exhale, though, normally we exhale, we lose our abdominal center. So exhaling, we want to keep our abdominal center strong. Head moves out a little bit. In Zen practice, this is also in Vajrayana Tibetan practice. They call small vase breathing. It also generates a lot of energy. So unless there are any comments? We're all our own experiments. So you have to try it, see if it works. See, eyes open. I try meditating, eyes closed, eyes open, eyes closed. I get sleepy, I get chatterbrain. Eyes open a little bit. There's something about being in between, neither, like still there's objects and things, still there's something else, somehow it cuts off a little bit the sleepy and chatterbrain. Yeah.
Like you mentioned, when you start, you get a lot of thoughts. I try to go back to breathing, but I feel like maybe I'm forcing it a little. I don't know if there's like
Forcing the breathing or forcing
focusing back on my breath. So, but I feel like from your comments that we should just kind of let them play out or let be you. What are your thoughts on that?
You experiment. By coming back to breathing, it's a little tricky. Like, what is breathing? It's like, it's not a separate object. So I think about like, coming back to breathing. So it's like, always think, okay, basically, in body and breathing, one thing or two things. Obviously, it's like, okay, if you separate breathing from body, there's no more body. Right? So, breathing, where is breathing? Is continuously moving. This is why it's a good support for meditation, because it's in the nature of things, this impermanent, transitory, fluid nature of things is also the nature of breath and breathing. So by coming back to breathing, it's really coming back to the moment, because breathing can be anywhere. But it's a body-mind thing. It's not a head thing. So if we're off in some chatterbrain, come back to our body-mind or our center. Sense where the breathing is. Sometimes it works better to exhale also, if you're really overly wound up. One can also, maybe just 2 or 3 times, is different than during normal meditation. We're inhaling only and exhaling only through our nose. So if we want to really, if things are a little too tense, then inhale through one's nose and exhale through your mouth, maybe 2 or 3 times, very slowly, not forcing anything. And then begin again, and then it'll be more fluid. It really will, especially the inhaling through the nose, exhale through the mouth. You can also do that once at the beginning of meditation, just to kind of start into the mode, you might say. If you do it too many times, you'll get sleepy though, so let's do maybe 2 or 3 times.
This is a little off subject, but so we don't have to do the maths anymore?
We have to do masks on Monday, the 31st of October, because that's going to be class here and it's Halloween.
Okay, so we I knew to see them, and then I was like, wait.
They're recommended but not required,
Oh, okay. I thought they
They're required on the 31st.
except for on the 31st,
Yeah.
by declaration of Ken.
There you go.
Come as your past or future life, or your present fabricated mask. I don't know. Masks. Masks are really interesting. Masks can both be concealing and also revealing, depending on how they're used, So that's a big subject, but it's like in Zen, there's a kind of a koan. What is your original face even before your parents were born? This is a way of engaging the notion of the unborn in this very real sort of way. What is your original face? Same time, also in Japanese culture, there's no drama, NOH, no drama using masks. So in that case, the mask becomes a way for the drama to manifest something much bigger than just the person. So it's revealing more, not less. That's true globally, and cultural use of masks can be used to hide something and also to reveal much more. And we have this COVID thing where everyone's used to wearing masks now. But then, of course, we start to get, oh no, this is my favorite mask. This is the one that's decorated this way. I like this one. This one's like, I don't think I have it this one. No. I have one like has a bonsai tree with a circle around it. But I hardly ever wear it. So masks can be quite fun, really. Besides being helpful, like there's way less flu in the last 2 years than before. So we'll meditate for a few minutes. Oh, wait, there's one more question here before we start meditating. I haven't read my people listen on YouTube. What about counting breaths? Does anyone ever do that practice, counting? A little bit? How do you do it?
Kind of force. 4 in, you hold for 4, and exhale 4, and release for 4.
Oh, you're just counting the time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Usually, yeah, counting breath in some practices means like just going like inhale, exhales 1, inhale, exhales 2.
You can do both, but
Yeah, or you can inhale.
it's
Yeah.
hard.
Huh?
It's hard.
It's hard.
You can count to 10. If you get to 10, it means
You keep going 11, 12. Oops. Slowly. So the point of counting in terms of practice is just it's like training wheels on the bicycle. It's just a little bit of an extra edge to add a little emphasis to being present. So, and it might sound very funny, but I mean, really, one could just simply, inhale, exhale, 1. And then we just say 1 again. You don't have to keep going. It's like 1, 1, 1. Really, it'll be fine. Be the same thing. To think that we've really gotten somewhere because we can go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and start over again. And that's silly, that's not really getting anywhere. It's just learning how to count and pay attention a little bit. But so to help with meditation, and then really put one's whole energy into inhale is one breath, maybe 2. Go back 1, 2, just like that. It can be helpful, I think. For a little while, you shouldn't get too locked into that as a practice, I don't think, personally. I think body posture awareness is more important.
Or the malabates, do you use to count or?
You could, yeah. It's mostly in Tibetan practice, not in Zen. They'll count recitations of mantras. Yeah. One can do that even in Zen practice. There is chanting. There is especially chanting the Heart Sutra and other sutras and other dharanis and things every morning. You know, in any Zen monastery or temple, there's a couple of hours of chanting every morning. And within that, there are mantras, like the end of the Heart Sutra mantra, Gate, Gate, Pargate, Parasangate, Bodhi, so on. You know, just repeat that. One can count Zigamala. That's a really good practice, Heart Sutra practice. There's a Zen monk in Japan who's popularizing the Heart Sutra. He's a musician, so he's got like, I don't know, 30 different renditions, all kinds of different, you know, electronic music, string instruments, singing, everything. You know. You can just find on YouTube, just Google in or type in, search Zen Monk Japan Heart Sutra. He's even done concerts. It's interesting, you know. He thought, oh, Zen needs a little bit of a popular appeal, you know. So he asked a bunch of older Zen teachers and things if it was okay to do that. They talked about it and said, sure, why not? So this great Heart Sutra music. So you'll see.
Is the Meta Forest Monastery a Zen center? Or?
Meta Forest is a Theravada center, Thanisara Bhikshu. But it's a great place to meditate. Yeah, I mean, go sit under the avocado trees, you know, on the platform. It's wonderful.
I've been to Deer Park.
Yeah, Deer Park is Vietnamese Zen. Yeah, from Thich Nhat Hanh's tradition. There are a lot of places in San Diego. They're also kind of lost in the undercover. There are many, what would usually be called ethnic Buddhist temples, Thai, Cambodian, Laotian, in San Diego, central San Diego. I don't know how many, actually. There are at least 5 Thai temples, Cambodian temple, Laotian temple, maybe a few, 2, 3, 4 Vietnamese temples, kind of hidden away in different neighborhoods. Escondido, Deer Park, Tibetan Meditation Center in Escondido. A few Zen groups in San Diego. Yeah. A lot of variety. And Dharma Temple, a little introduction to everything. So we'll meditate for a few minutes.